Andrew, rumor has it you're quite the app marketer. So that's where like number 7 in your category at launch.
Yes, we are aggressive on SEO, paid ads, and ASO. I will say building product is a form of marketing directly increased revenue. These are long-term investments in the quality of our content and the quality of our brand.
Shaka Guide went from a burnt CD to guiding travelers from Maui to Yellowstone, surpassed 1 million downloads. What would you tell a founder just getting started with launching their app?
A lot of people give up too early.
Are you Andrew, the guy that turned a Hawaii CD tour into a top-ranked GPS audio app with over 1 million downloads?
Yes, that's me. Aloha.
Whoa.
Andrew.
Andrew, I had to call. So Shaka Guide went from a burnt CD to guiding travelers from Maui to Yellowstone. Like, how did you even... I have so many questions. I just had to FaceTime you, see how you pulled this off. You guys have surpassed 1 million downloads. Where did this all start?
We started in a college dorm room, like all good startups start.
Yes, they do.
It started with a business plan where we were going to make an audio CD tour for Oahu. They didn't sell well. We pivoted and did Garmin GPS audio tours, and we partnered with a bunch of car rentals here in Hawaii. And that went well, actually. 8 years, we built an audio tour mini empire with the car rentals, and really quickly we started to see the Garmin was going away. People weren't using them, and so then we pivoted to build Shaka Guide, and that was about 9 years ago, and just haven't looked back since.
Insane. So the tours, they combine the GPS automation, the local stories, of course the Hawaii infused music, which is incredible. How did you choose that core experience instead of like a simpler guidebook or a map-based app?
What we try to align with is experience that people are familiar with. And Hawaii is a wonderful place to experiment with tourist and tourism-based products. And so if you ever take a tour here in Hawaii, it's filled with those things. Human-guided tours are jokes, they're fun, there's even music. And we wanted to take that and make the price point more approachable for the common man, so they can afford to take a high-quality tour without paying an arm and a leg, per person. And we just really were users ourselves. Like, I love to experience these places, and I realized without having stories, everything is just beautiful scenery. Okay. And so you're going to all these places without a story and without the history and the meaning behind these places. It kind of lacks, I think, a dimension of meaning. And so when people travel, they want to connect with places, and we just felt like there was an opportunity to capitalize that and bring these stories to life through the Shaka Guide app.
Amazing. So Andrew, rumor has it you're quite the app marketer. So I saw that you guys were like number 7 in your category at launch. Was that right?
I will say that there's all this secret sauce and adding this and doing that. But at the end of the day, marketing is one thing, but it's really just about delivering a great quality product. If one person has a great experience with your product, they're blown away, they're going to tell 3 of their friends, then they're going to tell 3 of their friends. And so, yes, we are aggressive on SEO, paid ads, and ASO, but it cannot come close to the value and the momentum that word of mouth marketing brings. So focus on the experience. That's really what's been our bread and butter that's helped us excel.
Love it, love it. So you mentioned paid media, you mentioned organic social, ASO, SEO. Was there any of those that you guys relied heavily on along with the word of mouth and building a good product in the very beginning stages when you were first launching?
I mean, in the beginning stages, it was self-funded. It was just me and my wife with a dream and a vision. And we didn't do much the first few years. And actually, after the first year, we thought about giving up because it just wasn't getting the traction after a whole year and a lot of our own investment. And so we're just like, oh, maybe this isn't going to work. This isn't going to work. And it took a year, and we started to slowly get some traction, get some good reviews. So I would say that the reviews really started to matter, right? In terms of us starting to go up the rankings in the App Store, the reviews mattered. And then as we started to like, hey, this might work, we started to put more resources into it and do some better marketing, make a better website. And that started to bring in more traffic and more traction.
When you say do better marketing, can you explain kind of what that looked like for you guys?
In the early days, better marketing would be like, oh, we should create a social channel. Like, we didn't like even have some of these things.
Right.
We were just trying to see if it was viable or not. And so then we started to, make a website and let's do some marketing. We really didn't do a lot of paid marketing in those early days. We really were just trying to make more product, actually. So in the first 5 years, we made 21 tours. And then 4 years later, so now 9 years in, we now have 80 plus tours. So I will say building product is a form of marketing, and it's a form to directly increase revenue. And we started to see that, people love the Oahu stuff, and now they're going to Maui. Let's make a Maui tours. And they're going to Big Island. So we started to see that their customers are going to multiple islands, and then let's make more product that will create more revenue and then market.
Right. Where is everyone going? Where is the highest population of people? That was the mindset, right?
That's right.
So I could use it here in Nashville and go get perfect audio and stories of Broadway while I cruise down the center, right?
Yeah, exactly. You're looking for more touch points with the product. And so that's why we've been aggressive on scaling content, scaling more tours.
Amazing. So I noticed one thing about your App Store listings is that they're super polished. You have a ton of glowing reviews. What was something, maybe an early ASO tactic, even something you guys are doing now that moves the needle for you?
ASO is a black box, man. And it's frustrating sometimes. I think the website and SEO, you kind of more a bit, but ASO tactics, we did something slightly different than some of our competitors. We actually made separate apps for separate islands in the early days.
Smart.
And that actually did help with some ASO rankings where, it's a Oahu specific app. The App Store really doesn't like you to do that. They discourage making multiple apps that are essentially similar in nature, but just a different content. But we did, and those apps individually have performed well. That strategy has changed in the last recent years where we've made a combined app of all of our tours, and that is definitely getting the majority of our rankings. And so we're actually considering consolidating some of those lesser performing apps.
Yep.
But one way is more eyeballs, more apps. If you have more listings, you're gonna get more eyeballs. But that is up for negotiation, debate. One other tip that I think is really exciting is the word on the street. This isn't confirmed, but the word on the street is Apple is using an AI image tool to basically scrape the text from your App Store tiles on the App Store. Mm-hmm. And so the text on your App Store tiles is really key in helping again with rankings.
That's huge. That's a nice tidbit.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm gonna pull my pencil and paper. Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Amazing. So I'm curious, there's a lot of content on this app, Andrew, right? You have a lot of different cities, you have a lot of different stories that are being told. How do you even start with getting all of those stories about all of these geographic locations? Like, how do you compile that content?
I mean, with a lot of love. It is.
So it's not AI. AI-MO.
It's not. No.
AI.
This is human generated tours.
That's insane.
I mean, let's talk about this. Okay, it's like we have hundreds of thousands of GPS points. Okay, so our process for creating a tour is we have a human person that would actually research the location a few months prior, would go and visit the location, take a tour of some sort, maybe using a test or sort of tour where we are using an AI voice to basically test if the content sounds right. And then what that person does is talks to the rangers, talks to these people, goes back, finishes writing the tour. And then what they do is we produce the tour with a real human voice. Because at the end of the day, I think there's going to be a flood of AI content in this space.
Definitely.
And we're trying to differentiate where it's like, listen, at the end of the day, they want a real person talking to you that's actually been there. And so we have anecdotes, we have personality, we have jokes that, I mean, you can't get that with AI. And so we're trying to position ourselves where a premium pricing with a premium experience, because I don't want to race the bottom with AI. It's a race to the bottom with pricing. And it's just like, I don't want to play that game. Mm-hmm. We are delivering something that has spent months in development. Okay. Some of these tours have cost hundreds of thousands. Well, I don't say hundreds of thousands, but the budget to make one of these tours can range from $20,000 to $50,000. That's really expensive. And so these are long-term investments in the quality of our content and the quality of our brand. And we deliver that at a fraction of their price so that these consumers can take the tour with their kids and they can have a good time in Yellowstone or wherever out there road tripping using Shaka Guide as their guide.
So when you guys are continuing to expand these features and continuing to prioritize the premium and the quality of your content, how do you guys know when to add a feature, when to not add a new feature? Maybe you have a great idea. Like, how do you know when you're overextending or continuing to try and add all these bells and whistles is too much?
It's been really difficult because we're always getting user requests that, do this better and more bells and whistles.
Right.
And like with an app experience,
everyone, yeah.
It's always a pull to like, more buttons and more this and that will help drive revenue and drive value. But at the end of the day, just this last few months ago, I took my family out to Zions and Bryce and we took a tour. Okay. At the end of the day, we are actually trying to get customers to focus on their surroundings and connect with the place, not their phone. They can do it all day long on their couch on the weekends. When they're out in these national parks, we want to help them connect with these places in a human way. The audio is a medium, it's a vehicle to connect with these places. And so we started to realize, we don't need all this. People are talking about AI AR and you hold up your phone. It's like, why do I need to hold my phone? The rock is right there. I can already see it. And they're like, we should do video. It's like, why? I'm driving. I don't want to get crashed. It's like work. And so at the end of the day, it's understanding your customer and what they want and then saying no to everything else. That's it.
What's a hard lesson that you've learned? How many years has it been since you started it?
It's been 9 years now.
It's been 9 years. What's been the hardest lesson you've learned in these last 9 years?
I think the hardest lesson is realizing that even though we're making this premium experience with so much effort and heart and soul and love, that there is a pricing ceiling on our product just due to the nature of the App Store. Mm-hmm. I mean, the same type of experience is going $130 per person for Joe Schmo in a van driving this, right? And we're selling ours for let's say 30 or maybe 20 if it depending on a bundle or a single tour. Now that's hard. It's hard to say I wish we could charge 130 for that because it's that much effort. But we realize there's a price ceiling and competition and whatnot. So I think it's reconciling our effort with our pricing model and recognizing that, hey, these are long-term plays here. These are long-term investments in apps and our products that, it's not going to ROI right away. We will continue to build it and build a brand that it will bring, great results, but it just needs time and patience.
Amazing. Well, Andrew, if you were starting over today, let's say everything, no users, you're starting from scratch, how are you getting your first, let's say 1,000 users? What are you doing today?
Yeah. So that is the magic question. And a lot of people fail before they hit 1,000 users. So if I had to do this all over again, there are some pretty cool third-party tools that basically allows you to make an audio tour using their app at $1,000 or something of some sort of fee. So instead of making your own app, if you have an excellent audio tour idea, you can work with some of those third-party companies to make a tour, see if you get some traction on their app, and then if it goes well, you can make your own offshoot, your own branded app. That's what I would start.
A lot of people forget to validate.
Yeah.
A lot.
Yeah, it's definitely validate. Ideas are great, but to build an app is quite expensive. And so I'd be cautious with that. Although there is some cool stuff like vibe coding nowadays.
Yeah, that's a big thing these days.
So I would say experiment, but there's probably a third-party solution that solves your problems and maybe use theirs first.
Definitely. Well, Andrew, what would you tell a founder that is starting today, maybe just getting started with launching their app, no idea what to do? What's a piece of advice that you could give them?
If you were to tell me 9 years ago that this would be the success that it has been, I would say, really? It's just hard to imagine that a founder, that you can just have this little inkling of an idea and that it can actually turn into a substantial business. And a lot of people give up too early. What I haven't told you is I've had 5 startups in the last 15 years, 2 successes, 3 failures. Okay. I've learned more from my failures than I have my successes. Don't give up too early. Be patient and also have the longevity to realize that this isn't going to be an overnight success. If I would have given up, let's say 8 months, I would have not been able to hit that year mark and then not to see that start to come into something substantial. You can't give up too early. You can build something that is a substantial app business. I've done it. People can do it. So don't give up and just keep trucking.
Love it. I'm gonna go run through a brick wall. They got me fired up. Let's go.
Yeah, buddy.
Amazing. Well, Andrew, so
Definitely.
Last thing for you. Where can everyone keep up with you? Where can everyone follow your journey? Find Shaka Guide, obviously App Store and Google Play. And that's all I got. Yeah, where can everyone keep up with you?
Yeah, please reach out to us on our social channels, #Shaka Guide. We're killing it on Instagram. Also, check out our App Store and our website, shakaguide.com. If you would like any free tours or would like to check out Shaka Guide, please email me and I'll hook you guys up. Seriously.
What's the email?
It's Andrew at shakaguide.com, and I'm Andrew at shakaguide.com, and I would love to connect with you if you have questions about app development. Let's talk. I don't know if I can help, but I'm glad to be a resource.
Let's go. Andrew, thank you so much for the random FaceTime. Appreciate you answering, and we'll talk to you soon.
All right. Thank you so much, Nick. Appreciate it. Aloha.